Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Interesting. Now, prior to becoming the district governor, you had served as the president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. How would you sum up your experience there?
My experience at Lagos Chamber cannot be compared to humanitarian organization like Rotary. You know, you are living in the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. You are leading captains of industry. You are working with people that control the economy. In Rotary, you are leading volunteers. They are two different. When you are leading volunteers, you need volunteers more than they need you. Other one, they need you so much for you to push. The work at that other end at the Lagos Chamber is advocacy. How much advocacy are you able to do to the power that be to be able to affect their business lives? So there are two different things. At this end, at the Rotary end, is leading volunteers. And when you lead volunteers, you need to motivate them. You need to encourage them to do more. Because they have decided on their own, you don't have any reward for them. But at the other end, the reward is in their business. If the advocacy is right, I remember the number of times I did petroleum industry bill that have just been passed by the National Assembly. I remember the number of times I had to go to National Assembly to pursue the possibility of the bill being passed then. You see, they are not the same thing, they are two different things. So when I sum up the experience at that end, there isn't anyone. The experience at this end is I want to believe is more of personal satisfaction than any other thing. While at the other, it's about touching business of the people.
Interesting. Now, what would you describe as your greatest achievement as the president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry?
My greatest achievement at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I can say with all sense of humility, is the restructuring of the chamber. I did a lot of restructuring, which is paying off today. It wasn't about building. I did physical work, physical construction. I didn't see that as the real thing. The real thing I am proud of. Yes, I said my greatest achievement there is the restructuring that I did in terms of how the chamber should be run, how the chamber should be managed. And I said after my leaving, that restructuring, has started to pay off. That's why the chamber is doing wonderfully well after my exit.
Interesting. Now, to excel in the business world and in the corporate world, like you have done, what must one do?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Can you
To
hear
excel
me?
in business.
Yes, in the business world, like you have done, what must one do?
To excel in the business world, the number one thing that you cannot compromise is your integrity. The moment you lose your integrity, you lost everything. So you must be a person of integrity. You must be somebody that they can trust. If they cannot trust you, people will not be willing to part with their money, because business is about values. When you are not in position to be trusted with values, you are not likely to go far. You are not likely to succeed. Yes, you may be saying they have waste kids. At the end of the day, how do they handle? When you have a business that has legacy, a business that has been running for over 50 years, going to 60 years, and I was able to be part of the running of the organization, and it's still there till today. It means we must be doing something right. And what is that thing we are doing right? Is that our integrity is intact. You don't play with it. When we promise you that we are going to give you this quality, we will not give you a lower quality. That is integrity. That is what can only keep you going. Thank you.
Interesting. Now, to have a taste of success in life, what must one do? Any human being who wants to succeed as a person in life, what must the person do?
Yes, if you want to succeed in life, the number one thing, like I said, you must be sure that you keep your integrity intact. No two ways about it. Success is a relative language. You compare one thing with the other. You say one is a success, one is a failure. When they say you are successful, it means you've achieved. And I said earlier on, you cannot do things on your own alone. You need people that will trust you. If people don't trust you, they don't part with their money to you. And when you want to be successful, there are a few attributes you must have as an individual. I've talked about integrity. You must be hardworking. You must not be lazy. And honesty is the climax of it, which is integrity.
Interesting. Now, you trained as an accountant. Currently, you're also a fellow of the chartered accountants. Anybody who wants to succeed in accounting, what must the person do? Anybody who wants to succeed in the accounting profession, what must the person do?
Yes, if you are to succeed in accounting, you must not be a lazy person. You must be somebody who is very hardworking, and you must have, I want to say, mind for thoroughness. You must be a person. You mustn't give up easily, because in the course of your work, you may need to. You may have some differences. You know, in accounting, we talk of balances. If your book does not balance, you will want to balance it. You don't give it. You don't sweep it under the carpet, because we always meet it there. So you must be very hardworking, and you must be thorough. You have to succeed.
Interesting. Now, why did you choose accounting of all the professions?
Oh, that's a very good question. Not that I just chose accounting, that I even knew anything about accounting from the onset. It was just as a small boy that was going with his dad to mosque to pray in the morning, in the afternoon. And we had one uncle who came on visit. He happened to be an accountant that day. And they were discussing money. As they were talking of it, he was giving them the answer. And after the man left, my dad was now telling me that he's a chartered accountant. What do they do? They now started telling me they are the people working in banks, they are the ones that work in offices, counting money. They see accountants like cashiers. So I said, if that's the work, I also want to be an accountant. That's why I found myself in the accounting class. Right from the secondary school days, not at the university, I started accounting. I started teaching accounts and bookkeeping right from secondary class 2. So that's how I came into it. And since then, I've still, and I don't have any regrets.
Interesting. Now, I went through your story the other day, and I found out that you've had an amazing and inspiring grass to grace story. Other than God, what other things did you do to get to where you are today?
Other than God, I can say that I'm a very hardworking person, very industrious. There is no doubt about that. While in school, I was working part-time with my former employer when I was in secondary school. So the moment I finish class, I go to work. It was a full-time program, but my boss allowed me. So I can say I have penchant for hard work. That is what has kept me going.
Interesting. Now, for years, you ran successfully, Crystal Hope Limited, before eventually stepping aside as the chairman of the company. From experience and with the benefit of hindsight, what would you say is the biggest mistake that most business people make?
Yes, I step aside as the MD of the company. The greatest mistake I know most people make in business is not to know the business you are into. Knowledge of business is very important. Without knowing the business you are going in, you may eventually end up a failure. You need knowledge, like the scripture says it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. So you need knowledge for whatever business you go into. That is 1. 2, any business you don't have time for, you better don't go into it.
Yeah, I like that.
You need time in doing the business. But a part-time business owner may not succeed. It's not a cause. A part-time business owner, you need to be there. You need to give the business attention.
Wow.
So that's what I think. Yeah.
All right. Now, what would you say has been the greatest lesson that life has taught you?
Oh, the greatest lesson life has taught me is that don't put your trust in any human being. Sorry to say it, even trust in God. Only have hope in God. God is the omnipotent God. He can do and undo. So don't trust him. So you should just continue begging him to do you well, to favor you in all your activities. So the greatest lesson life has taught me is not to trust human being. But you can have hope in them, like you have hope in God.
All right. Now, talking about God, God has been nice to you. What more do you want from God? What more do you want from God?
Oh, I want from God. If I will say what I want from God from my point of view, I want al-afia in Arabic. Completeness of everything. Al-afia. When I say completeness of everything, contentment part of it, of whatever I pray for contentment, to be contented. What I want completeness of everything.
Now, my DG, I need you to tell us just one person who has made the greatest impact on your life and why. One person who has made the greatest impact on your life and why.
That's an interesting question. One person that has made the greatest impact in my life.
Yes, and why?
Is my dad.
What did he do? Why did you single him out? Why did you pick your dad?
In everything I am today. When I was nobody, he stood by me because our mother was not there. But for him, I wouldn't have been what I am today. From where I came from, my big brother are the only ones that had the privilege of Western education. Other friends from the area I came from, they were to school with their parents. They either learn one or the other. Also, being Alpha, being in Arabic school. So that's why my dad is that person that is impact.
Interesting. Now, I'll bring you back to Rotary again. What would be your reaction to those who have the erroneous impression that Rotary is a secret society, that Rotary is a cult? What would be your response to that?
Yes, my response to that is when something is something when you have an assertion, you who assert needs to prove. I will invite those people. What you do in Rotary, you will know whether it's a secret society. I thought hour of the day, we in the open, and we have a code of ethics that says you don't do Rotarian what you will not do for a non-Rotarian. So we are a secret society. If it is that kind of code of ethics now, agree with me. Yes, you can be a Rotarian, you now come to my office, now do for you what I will not do for non-Rotarian. So we are not a secret society.
Okay, now let me take the... Go ahead, sir.
I will invite such people to life, how we run our affairs. Okay?
Okay, sir. Now, let me take the final question so that I can free you. There's also another set of people who believe that Rotary is only for those who have money. Is it true that Rotary is only for the rich, that poor people don't have a space in Rotary? Is that correct?
That may be true within a statement. But there is no doubt he who wants to empower the other must have been empowered. If you want to empower others, yourself must have been empowered.
Oh, the network.
You are not,
I didn't get what you said, my DG.
yes, you say you asked the question. This general belief that for money people.
Yes, the Rotary is for rich people.
Ask that they are general belief that rich people that have money for the poor. And I said, you that want to be must have been empowered yourself. If you want to become a project for Rotary, if you want to and enable, how can you enable another? And one of those things here, you don't have the treasure. Yes, you may have the time, you may have the talent, but you need treasure. There is no shortcut about it. You need. So I will not say people that are able to do. It's not. There's no doubt.
Interesting. Interesting. Thanks so much, my DG. This is the #1 in our series of interviews, but I want to thank you for your time, for your thoughts, and also for making me one of your ages this year. Thank you very, very much. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Because you deserve me. That's why you are made one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You well.
Thank you, sir.
You are somebody
Thank you, sir.
I call of modern Rotary Club of Ikeja South.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
For this interview, I appreciate
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your reign is going to be fruitful and beautiful and wonderful. That is our prayer for you. Thank you so much, sir.
Amen.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much, sir. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Thanks to all those who joined us.